everyone. Monday, Labor Day Monday. Happy Labor Day Monday. Happy holiday to everybody. This is the start of the new series, the second of the new series, moving forward Mondays. And so this is where I talk about things that are coming up. So I used to do a 15-minute Fridays, and I would often look retrospectively. And then as I thought about it, I thought I'm a person that likes to look forward. And so hence moving it to moving forward Monday. So I just want to talk a little bit about what the next 7 weeks looks like. So it is 7 weeks until Election Day. Election Day is on October 20th. And so what is the campaign going to look like between now and then? Well, a few things that are happening. One, I am still working actively as your counselor throughout that entire time. We have meetings right up until I think September 18th. And so we have at least 3 meetings a week, so either a committee or a council meeting, and some might be expected to go multiple days. So that is happening over the next little bit. And so that definitely means that those days and those weeks, so for the next little bit, really focused on that and finishing up and tidying up that work. My office team will continue to work on all things office issues until the swearing in. And so we actually are counselors until the swearing in, and the swearing in is, I believe, the 27th of October, but we won't quite get that far ahead. So we will continue to work. The office team will be working. I have a fully separate campaign team from my office team. So you'll see many counselors or other candidates who are using their office team as their campaign team. I didn't want there to be any overlap, so that it was just like very clear that the resources that I have as a counselor are not being used for my campaign. And that is my staff. And so my staff in the office, so Holly and Phil and Sonia, continue to work on office things, and my campaign team, so Lauren and Nicole and Cindy, are doing all the campaign things, and of course all the volunteers that are joining the campaign. So thanks to everyone who signed up as a volunteer already. So that's really exciting. So the next 7 weeks, so besides work, so definitely on the weekends, we will be hitting the doors hard on the weekends. Starting next weekend, campaign kickoff is next Sunday afternoon at 3:00 at South Glenmore Park. So we're going to be doing mostly park pop-ups next Sunday. I have also council events that are sort of scattered also on the weekend. So I have stuff with the British Consul. I have stuff with the military, and I'm going to go back and talk about that in just a minute, because I need to put a call out for committee members for our military group. So I also have council work related events all through the next little bit too. So in any place that I can be putting in campaign stuff, I will be doing. And of course, still walking the dog, still taking care of my 2 kids as a single mom, and still making sure that everyone gets food and fed, and that the plants get watered, and all of that other good stuff too. So we'll be doing that as well. And then of course we are also going to make sure that we're talking to residents up at LRT stations. We're going to be talking to people in parks. We're going to be talking to people at dog parks, so very similar to last time. And then getting out into your neighborhoods. We'll be at community events. So if you have an event coming up in your community, we're going to try to always join at the beginning of those events. Come say hello to everybody, thank the volunteers, thank the groups that are putting them on. So we'll be at community events. So whether that is Riverbend, Brayside, I believe Willow Park has some things coming up. Haysboro has things coming up. We will be there. I know of one debate which is being held in Haysboro. You have to register. You might need to be a community association member. Don't quote me on that, but you might want to take a look at that. And then I'm not aware of any other debates, but if there are any debates, I'm slowly populating the website on all of the things and where we're going to be, so that if you are out and about, you can try to find us. And of course, there's other ways to get a hold of me during the campaign. You can book a call. You can ask me a question. I'll send you a video response in return. And then that video response also gets posted to social media so that other people can see as well. No identifying factors for you other than like your first name. But that is also something that you can do. Of course, always come join the campaign team, come drop literature, come knock doors, come be part of community engagements. It's always great to see Ward 11 residents sort of out and about, and that's typically park playgrounds. I know I took the dog for a walk this morning, and the pathways in the dog parks were bonkers busy. It was so nice this morning. I think everyone trying to beat the heat. And then, of course, I didn't stop and talk to anyone. Well, I talked to a few people today. I just want to give a shout out. Stamps won their game today for Labor Day Classic. So that is that's super great. I got to go to a bit of the game today before coming home and making sure that my kids are ready for back to school. So I'm like running them up, making sure they're run through the shower. Is your backpack packed? Kind of doing lunch kits, and I'm sure many of you are too. And also, of course, thinking about teacher strike. So that's a little bit about the campaign, what we're going to be doing. Obviously, lots of social media, because we know this is where you're at. This is where people are looking for information. We know people are busy. We know that like a door knock is not something that everybody loves. And we know lots of people have doors that can't be knocked. So if you are in multi-families, often it's really hard to get into those buildings. So not really hard to door knock. But if you're in a multi and you want me to come knock your unit, let me know. Let's connect, and happy to come and get into those units and knock. Would love to. Those are often residents that don't get paid a lot of attention to. So we'll make sure we're getting literature to those multis, their voice and their opinion. And often people sort of dismiss them and they don't see them. But multis are really they're great communities. People often are there for long-term renters. They're just as much a part of our community, and their voices need to be heard too. And I think that as we move through this campaign, making sure we're also highlighting the issues that multifamily residents are facing as well. And that is, while we can't do rent control, and as much as I would love to, talking about how the city can ensure that, when we do things like add supply, it does put pressure on everyone else to think about the rents that they're offering. And of course, no one wants to move. Moving is the most miserable human experience in the world. But when there's choice, it helps to try to balance out the market a little bit. Other than that, in all the ways, we'll be here. Try to stay connected. I want to just keep it short and sweet tonight because I know people are busy, especially here in Calgary with back to school. And I hope you've all enjoyed the heat and the sunshine and the summer that's finally here, and it's going to continue throughout the week. So eat your dinners outside if you can. Get outside and enjoy the beautiful parks. I mean, it has never been this green in August. And so it is just beautiful out there. I will say, I think like the majority of the mosquitoes have died off. There's almost like no mosquitoes anymore. And we'll be talking about all the projects that we've completed as well in Ward 11 over the past 4 years, and all the investments that we've made and what is coming up. So thanks everyone for tuning in for a short live tonight. And I hope you are all well, and we'll talk to you soon.